and this is Coloring Passports, your ticket around the world, one species at a time. Today, we are tackling my favorite fish in the whole world, the sailfish. It's also the state fish for Florida, in case you didn't know that. So let's get started. Your adventure starts right now. I have put swatch pages in the back of your book on purpose. I have already taken the liberty of swatching some of my colors here just so that I can get started. I suggest that if you haven't done that yet, you pause the video and go ahead and test out your colored pencils. That way you know what colors they really look like, because sometimes just because it's one color on the barrel doesn't mean it's going to read like that when it comes to it. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab, and I'm working in Crayola pencils, and I use the 100 box because I figured that this would be easily accessible to everyone. So I'm going to grab the sky blue colored pencil, and I'm going to start putting in some of the highlights on this sailfish. And I'm just going to very quickly go through here and just start coloring some things in. Just a super light layer of color, just so I can start to kind of see it develop. And I'm going to put some of it up in the sail, and I'll eventually just layer and layer and layer a bunch of colors up here. I'm not going to be too concerned about coloring the whole thing. There'll be some white spots still left on it, and I'm barely touching this paper, and this paper is super, super smooth. So I'm going to grab, my next color that I'm going to grab is cool gray, and I'm going to start putting in some of the cool gray color on the face. Again, just lightly going in there, not being overly committed to any color at this point. We're just trying to get some of the color on the body, just under color is all we're working on right now. And I'm not coloring in the water spots with this gray, and I'm not coloring in the stripes on the sailfish in the gray. Absolute zero. It's a fluorescent blue color, so we are going to
if you're I understand they can see you here, but if you want them to be able to see what you're doing there, all we're seeing on that camera is you looking down.
Well, I know, but and this camera is going to be just a little square.
Yeah.
In there, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So the absolute blue, I'm going to start coming in.
Absolute zero.
Absolute zero. I'm going to start coming in and, you know, adding a little bit of highlight here. Pushing a little bit harder. We're going to have some highlight here. We'll have some highlight here above his eye. Probably have some absolute zero up here. A little bit of color. And you know what, guys? You don't have to color it realistically. You can pick a color scheme and just go for it. So I'm going to start coloring in the stripes with this absolute zero because their stripes do light up. I probably would have some highlighty color up through here. And then light blue on this pectoral fin, just lightly putting that in there. I'm also going to start to put a little bit of this light blue down here on his jaw. Gotta tell y'all, this is the very first time I've ever done a sailfish in colored pencil. And we are developing a painting passport program where I teach you how to paint these. So this is just the first launch phase of everything we've got up our sleeves here for y'all. And you know, if there's something in particular you'd like to see, all you've got to do is leave us a comment below. And we'll be happy to try to facilitate whatever it is you're interested in learning how to color or paint. I'm going to come back in and kind of darken up these lines over here just a touch. But I'm going to leave some of this right here in the center lighter. So what is your favorite fish? Leave me a comment below. Tell me what you love. I actually got an opportunity to catch a sailfish once. It was a complete accident. It was 45 miles offshore of Port Aransas, Texas, and I was fishing for kingfish and accidentally caught a sailfish. It was the greatest experience of my life. And of course we let him go. It was the most beautiful fish I've ever seen in person. I've never seen color like that before. His eye was the most amazing turquoise color I've ever seen. I will never forget making eye contact with this fish. Same light blue color, just building and building on this. This is true blue. So we're going to start coming in and adding some darker colors here. Just lightly blending all of these on top, and I make no promises that I know what I'm doing here with this. I'm just picking it up like you are. I'm using the same techniques that I would do if I was painting it. With the colored pencils, except a little bit in reverse. It's almost like, for me, it's almost like using watercolor. You got to do the light stuff first because you really can't go back. I'm going to grab the turquoise color and come in here and start getting his eye kind of laid in. Now I picked up the aqua green. I think it's time for some cerulean here. Actually, let's see here. True blue. Let's do the true blue. Gonna come in and just work the sail for just a second or two. Again, super light coloring, kind of outlining the lines that are already there to darken those up, kind of hide the lines on the book. It doesn't look like much now, but I think it'll develop nicely. You know, I have always had a goal of getting a coloring book and coloring every single page, and I've never in my life done that.
Listen,
Okay.
I'm having, you know.
That's Sace in the background. He's trying to get the light set up so that y'all have the most perfect video experience with me possible. That's what he's trying to do. Is it working? We don't know.
We're just gonna nod our head and say yes.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's great. It's coming right together. So I'm gonna grab the cerulean again. I'm just gonna kind of come in here and work the cerulean a little bit more. Layers and layers and layers and layers of colors. That's what this is all about. Just getting all those layers of color in there. So this, I'm gonna get this part of his face developed a little bit here, because that would have the blue color on it. And his eyelid is blue. I'm not gonna do it too dark. Come back in and develop some of that a little later. This is the underside of his mouth. So I'm going to fill this in with the blue, and then I'm going to come back in with probably a black. We're going to call it outer space. And start to darken that up just a touch. I don't want to go too dark all at once. I want to just kind of gradually take this, and we want to make sure we're mixing the blue with the outer space, because that will give the illusion of it being a little more realistic and less cartoony. Now, if you like the cartoon look, go for it. I just always challenge myself to try to make it as realistic as possible. We're going to come in here and play with the eyes a little bit. Right there. I'm gonna grab a Faber-Castell. These were made in Germany. I love these guys so much. I have no idea what color this is though, because it's not written on the barrel. It's number 149. Yeah, they're numbered. Oh, that color is so rich, it makes me happy. I have no idea if this is going to work or not. Grab a fluorescent pink. Look at that color. There it is. There it is, y'all. Crystals in their skin cells that actually refract light. And so it literally looks like they turn the lights on when they get excited in their skin, and it shines outward. It is just brilliant. One of those colors is this purple color that I have found if you use a fluorescent underneath, you can get it to work. You can get it to light up. Look at that. That's so pretty. And then we'll come back in with some highlight colors and make it all meld together. I go ahead and start laying in some darker color here. Just layering this up a little at a time and a little at a time. It's days like today that I wish that I would have paid more attention to some of my other YouTubers on the colored pencil side. I'm gonna pick up the violet purple. Oh yeah, look at that color. Look at that color lay over the top of this. It's so beautiful. Okay, we're gonna start darkening up some of this. It always makes me nervous, even, you know, even though I do this a lot. It always makes me nervous, because once you go darker, it's really hard to back out of that. But I want to pull this pectoral fin forward, so I'm using this violet right now. Indigo. Here we go. Let's get a little bit darker, shall we? Ooh, there it is. Look at that. I don't know if my hands are in the way. If they are, I'm sorry.
A little bit, yeah.
Just want to start darkening up this section of the sail over here with this indigo color. Gonna switch to cerulean again. Just want to make sure that I've got those tones in there. I love the colored pencil effect. I love that you can literally, they're transparent so you can see all the colors on top of each other. It just is so beautiful, I think. Going back to indigo for a minute here. I'm gonna darken the edge of that sail right there. See, okay? I don't know if it's looking good. I don't know if it's looking bad. But I do know it's looking. Go a little darker in some of these areas now. I'm starting to push a little bit harder. I'm getting a little braver. Well, it's not terrible. I'm going to come in with a little bit of this pink so that the purple comes out a little bit stronger. In that sail. I love the pink so much. So I have a tendency to keep all the colors that I'm actually using kind of in, you know, together here. Makes it a little easier to go back to a color. I'm gonna grab a Faber-Castell number 154. Start going over these. Ooh, that's so intense. I love that so much. Going over the stripies a little bit. There's a little bit of that up in here. You know, you kind of just get to make your own rules with this a little bit. Okay. And test this color. This is Faber-Castell 156.
It's awfully pretty.
Right? So beautiful. I like using the white as negative space, meaning not having a whole lot of stuff going on in the background of these so that you focus on how beautiful the fish is. So I am just going to make this like a graphic illustration here with the water. And right now, I'm just sort of laying in all of this color. very lightly. Color is, this is number 149 Faber-Castell. Ooh, that's definitely a color on the fish. So maybe we'll add a little bit of that into the water here. So I've got the light blue in my hand, and I'm just putting in some of this color here. I really feel like though it should just be a little bit more of the blue. Gonna put some shadowy color right here. And then I'll come in with the pens and I'll highlight this water.
Water.
And I think it'll do what I want it to do that way. We'll see. I don't know. Will it not? I don't know. We're learning how to do this together. I'm gonna switch to the light blue. I really like that color. Do. That's not terrible. Do I love it? No. Do I hate it? No. Come in here and add a little bit of aqua. This is that Faber-Castell number 156. Blue Bolt. Oh, that's starting to look like an ocean color. Yep, sometimes you just gotta follow your gut. Now, I know that I'm coloring over everything here. I get it. And it's probably not looking too great right now. What I'm going to do is come back in with my pens and kind of graphic illustrate the water itself. So I think it'll look okay. That blue bolt is going to save the day. Look at that. And that is just beautiful. color in some of these here. These. We're going to start to color in some of this water here with the blue bolt, and then we'll come back in with some of the white pens and highlight these drippies. So I don't really think you have to get too wound up about it being perfect right now. And I'm not staying in the lines, and they're my lines, I drew them, but I'm not staying within the lines here. I will draw outside of those. I'm gonna put a little bit of this up here, kind of go outside the edge here of this. Just a touch. I'm gonna have a little bit more of this up here. And I'm going to color over the sail so it looks like that sail could very well be in the water. See how when I color over it with this blue that it just sort of pulls everything into the background, and that's what we want. We want it connected to the background. So now he looks like he's really coming out of the water, even though it's pretty rough right now still, but that's okay. We're about to make him pop. I'm gonna come in here and go underneath this a little bit more, give him a little bit of shadow there. Put that color over here. Now what am I gonna do? I think I need to find a peachy color. So we're gonna start with, I think that's called peach. I'm gonna come in here and start laying in some peach color on the inside of his mouth. Just one tiny little layer there, because it's gonna stick out like a sore thumb and make his mouth look like it's lit up, and that's not the end result we're going for. And then we're gonna add a little bit of the peach on his body, because they have gold and silver on their bodies. And so I'm gonna show you how to kind of make that. We're gonna kind of color around the watermarks here. Okay, see how the body is starting to take a little bit more shape. We're gonna add a little bit of this peach up here on the face and a little bit more on the mouth. And I'm gonna go right over that blue as well, because that'll sort of anchor the blue in there. Okay. I wanna test these colors here. I've got, can't read them. I got pink.
So you just say pink?
Yeah, well this one is called pink. I can see that it's called pink. The other ones I can't see.
Yeah, let me take a gander at him, please, darling. Marvelous. And khaki. Marvelous. Khaki.
Okay, so we're
Nobody
gonna...
has ever said that about khakis, so.
Right.
Do you want to swatch those?
Yeah, in a minute. So I'm gonna go over this mouth here with a little bit of the Purple Mountain Majesty. Just barely going over that. And just on this back side here, because that's the side that's, we're gonna try to set back into his mouth a little bit more. So we want that a little bit shaded. So we've got Marvelous and we've got Khaki. Oof. Okay, so let's do this. So the Marvelous, we're gonna come in around the stripes here. We're just gonna start putting in just a little bit of this purpley color around the stripes here. And I'm going to put a little bit more of it down here on the part of the body that touches the water that's coming out of the water. See, that sort of anchors him down into the water. It's all those little tricks. So, taupe. Here we go. A little bit of taupe. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. It's going to kind of give the illusion of it being a little bit more goldy. Light blue, light blue. Okay, this is cornflower blue. So this is a little on the purple side. So we're gonna come in and just start adding a touch of this here. Actually, I want this. So we want to make sure that this gets shaded. This is the underbelly of it. So this is purple heart. So we're going to come in and put a light layer right here on this shadow line right here of this fish. And the part that touches the water is going to be a little bit darker, so it makes the curve, so it rounds it out. I'm going to come up here on his mouth a little bit. And just start to fill that in. See what's happening there? I can see that. I hope you can see that. It's starting to all kind of pop out now. We're going to put a little bit of shadow right here. These guys have marks all over their faces, you know, battle marks. So we're going to kind of just start adding a little bit of some scratchies here and there.
Is that the scientific term?
That is the scientific term.
Scratchies?
Yes, scratchies.
Okay.
Yep. Scratchies. Okay. And come back underneath the body, darken this up a little bit more, so we know that this is him coming out of the water. And right now we're using the purple. We're going to switch to the blues here in just a second. This is actually quite a nice shadow line here on his gills, behind his gill.
No, you're fine. Go.
Okay, I want to pick up wild blue yonder.
Ooh, yonder.
Yonder. Let's start laying in some of that color on this. It's a blue-gray. I like it a lot. It's the underbelly of the fish. All right, this is a Prismacolor white pencil. We're gonna see if I can get some of these things to pop out here.
Pop out.
Oh, look at that. Well, it's not really doing exactly what I want it to do, but it's okay for a minute. Kind of pushing pretty hard, kind of melding all of these things together. Now, I haven't introduced the blending stumps or anything like that. These tutorials are designed to just get you started. So we're gonna go over it with this, kind of smooth all of these out. I don't know if this is good or not, y'all. I can't tell. We could use some gouache on this stuff too, you know. Yeah, it's like too late to use the Crayola white, so that's a no bueno. Okay, so let's break out some of the jelly rolls. Let's see what happens when we start to add some jelly rolls to this. Are they gonna show up? Nope, that one's not gonna show up. Is this one gonna show up? Not really. Let's break out the white. Let's just go for it. And take my pen and just kind of go around some of these watermarks here. I'm looking for more of a graphic illustration feel to these. And to kind of feel like it might be coming off of this pectoral fin here. Got some water flying through the air right there. Got some water flying through the air right there. Definitely gonna have some water coming off of the sail here. A little bit of highlighty there. So then, you know, maybe we've got some more water coming off right here. I'm gonna take my pen and just add a few highlights here and there. I don't want them all to be exactly the same. I have a tendency to draw linear lines. So I'm gonna touch some of these up here and kind of blend them out a little bit so they all don't look exactly the same. There would be like a highlight right here, maybe some water on his face, some water here. Highlight there, definitely highlight there, maybe a little bit back here on the back of his eye, but that's further away, so we're going to set that down a little bit, maybe, you know. I'm going to take the pen and just kind of draw my squiggly lines all over. Some water there, maybe some water there. I'm going to touch that just a little bit.
Rainy days.
Perfect for staying inside and coloring all day. Gonna kind of color over this a little bit. I'm gonna smudge it out. Where's my paint pen? My Posca's paint pens. So I feel like I want to come back in and do a little bit of love underneath the face here with slate. Just to darken it up a tad. I'm gonna darken it up a little bit more right here. A little bit more love with that slate color, and I'm just barely touching it. A little bit darker. I'm pushing a little bit harder around the edge so that it kind of gives that popped out feeling. And this is over all the purple and all the things that I've already done. I'm going to come up here and do a little bit of that slate up in here, just because all of this multicolor gives it a little more dimension. And I like it. Am I doing it right? I don't have any idea. I'm just doing what I love.
Never said I was a professional.
Nope. Never
Just
claimed
said-
to be a professional.
Just
Just
said,
told
I think
you.
I can do that.
Just told you. I think I can teach you how to do it. If I can figure it out, you can figure it out. So let's do this together. A little bit darker right in through here. That slate is super creamy and is just doing a beautiful job. Darken that just a touch. Gonna go over where the blue meets the silver. There's sort of a line of darker color on these fish, and it's really dark. But the problem is that I don't have a paper on here yet that will take markers. Now we are developing that. That is coming next. But I don't want to break the markers out on this one because it's going to ruin the other side. I'm going to do a little bit of slate in these corners here. Okay, now I want to grab the gel pen and get crazy with some more highlights up in here. I'm literally just kind of coloring with this jelly roll here. And the tips of these kind of get gunked up a little bit. So you gotta scrape them off and start over. Now you'll notice that I've got the jelly rolls and I've got the Uniball. The Uniball is much more strong of a pigment. So I'm using the jellies just to kind of start to blend in that color. And then the final highlight I'll go in with the Uniball. I'm going to come over here and make some scratchy marks on this fish with this pen. I'm going to tap it just a little bit, kind of blend it in a little more. Kind of imagine where water would be hitting this fish, flying through the air, because he is like doing some serious acrobatics here. Draw some white lines there. Add a little more white lines to the water. I did not focus on the water on this. I wanted the focus to be on the fish and how beautiful the fish is. So the water is kind of second. I'm going to draw some like water markies, you know, because that water isn't always moving. It's mesmerizing. It's like watching fire in a fire pit. I can just watch that cobalt water roll all day long. And where it's up underneath him, I don't want it to be as strong. So I'm going to tap it. I'm going to put the jelly roll down, go for the Uniball. This one is no joke. This one just gets stuff done. I'm about to call it, y'all. Put some of those lines up in there. Gonna grab a Micron 005 and make a few lines on this. Give his eye a little bit more detail on the back side. Give his mouth a little bit more depth here. A little bit more outline. Just anchor him just a little bit. I don't want it to fully finish out like an illustration, but yeah, that's kind of what it is. Come up here and emphasize some of the spots a little bit, and I feel like this is not working. It's not. It's a brand new pen too. That's not a good look for this company. I'm gonna grab the 03 and see if it will work. Oh yeah, it's working.
That one's working.
Thank
Fix
you.
it.
Just
I'll
had
send you
a
a
little
bill in
clog
the mail.
on there.
Huh?
Just had a little clog on there.
Yeah, I'm not very familiar with it. I just messed with it a little bit and it seemed
You
to
got
work
it to
just
flow.
fine.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go through here and add some shadow lines to the fish. Get him laid down in the water a little bit more. A little more of an illustration effect. I think I might like it. Smooth that out. All right, y'all. There you have it. I think we're gonna call this one done. I mean, the thing is this. You know, you can look at it like this is the halfway point on this one, or you can look at it like it's finished. It all is gonna just depend on how far you wanna push each one of these. So for the tutorials, I want to get you to this point, and then I want you to keep going if you want to, or be excited. So I am going to sign my name and put the pin down and tap out. And there you have it. Sailfish is complete. Okay, so there you go. Thanks for joining us in the studio. Until next time, we'll see you on the next page.